Hello, my name is Henry Brand, and this is how I went from a 3, so a fail in my November mocks in GCSE AQA chemistry, to an 8 in my January mocks, so that's November, December. About 3 months, I went from a 3 to an 8, and then a 9 in my actual GCSEs in May, I think. And I actually achieved 88% in my GCSE final test, when to get a 9 you needed about 72%, so a comfortable 9. And the way this video is going to work is it's going to involve some concepts and ideas that I've mentioned in my previous videos, so when I refer to these, try and go look at them, watch them, because this kind of builds on everything, is starting to bring it all together now. And also, this video might be a bit lower quality than I would want it to be, but my aim at the moment is just to try and put out as many videos as I can to help you guys, because I want to just make sure everyone who's currently in year 11 can see all of this, and then next year I'm going to really go over and make sure the videos are all nice and polished, and upload them all again but differently. So yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, so there are 4 main things I did to go from a 3 to a 9. I'm going to just tell you quickly them all now for anyone that just wanted to hear that, and then I'll go into more detail on each of them for people who want to see more detail. So number 1, Seneca. I did a lot of Seneca, I'll go into that in a second. I'm not sure if you will be familiar with it, but it's quite popular, so most people probably know it now. It's a website, a revision website. I found that really useful. Number 2, I used my spreadsheet that I've made, my Excel spreadsheet. I did a whole video on that, so make sure to watch that if you're interested, and I'm also selling them as well for £10. If you send me all your GCSEs that you're doing, I'll come up with a spreadsheet for you that you can revise with. And then 3 was practice questions, practice papers, things like that. I did loads of practice papers and questions. And 4 was flashcards, which I've also done a video on. So that's the 4 main things, and I'm going to go into detail in each of them now. Okay, so just a reminder, I'll be releasing videos of higher quality next year, but for now I just want to get out as much as I can for anyone in year 11, so make sure you're subscribed. Please leave a like if you can, and comment anything. I got 9s in all my subjects, so I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about this or just anything else in general. So here's Seneca. This is the page of GCSE chemistry Seneca, higher tier I was. That's how much time I spent, so that is a gauge of just how much time you can need to do. Roughly 33 hours got me from a 3 to a 9 in Seneca. So here we have the topics. I just went through these. I used my Seneca technique, which I'll release a video on soon, but it basically involves going through all of these, and don't skip past it. A lot of people kind of go like that and then they just spam it and just check the answers and stuff like that, but I would read everything. I'd make sure I'd answering everything, and if I didn't get it right, I'd just click check and go back next time and do the answer. And I'd do all these regularly, so I reckon I did about each of these topics I probably went through about 3 times at least, which helped me remember everything like that. So that's Seneca. Okay, so here's my spreadsheet. I've done a video on this, remember, and it's available to buy, tailored for your subjects. So the green for me is because I had advanced information because of COVID. So anything in red I didn't have to revise, which was lucky for me. But here's basically what I did. I did a video on it and that explains everything, but this just helped me work out how urgent everything was. So when I first started doing this, when I was on a 3, literally everything was at a 3 level, so it was all red. I'll make that red now. This little bit at the end just helped me get the colours right. So everything was a 3 or a 2 and low, so I'd make sure I'd go over them and focus on the things I was worst at. Notes here when I last reviewed it. So here you can see in the build up to the exams, I went through every topic pretty much again within May. So that's the spreadsheet. There's a whole video on that later, and make sure you watch that. Well, the video's already out. So here's also another thing as well that I mentioned, past papers. So I made sure to record this in my spreadsheet. These are pretty much all the past papers I did and the dates I was doing them. So as you can see, my revision mostly started in January, February, March, a couple in December. I did tests on all sorts of things, ranked it. I asked my teachers for question papers, and I did a lot of past papers too, just to make sure my questions were there. I did that mainly at the end though, right in the build up to my revision, so right days before the test, I asked my teacher for a bunch of questions, and she gave me a massive pack of chemistry questions, and so I just went through all of them again and again, and that's how I did past questions. So finally, I used my flashcard technique, which I've also done a video on. I have the CGP Chemistry AQA book, and I'd literally just go through that page by page, flashcard that and things I don't know. So that's my flashcards. In summary then, for me, for chemistry, it was all about kind of recapping everything. So Seneca at the start really helped, because when I first did it in November, I just kind of had forgotten everything. I didn't really know it, but the moment I started doing Seneca, things started to come back to me a little bit that I had learned at school. So things like kind of atoms, compounds, mixtures, stuff like that came back to me a bit, and that's spaced repetition, is going over it again and again over a period of time to help you remember it. So it's about getting the basics, and Seneca's really good for the basics. I think if you were to just do Seneca again and again, you would definitely get a solid 5, 6, maybe even a 7. I really like Seneca for science. So once I had a base knowledge, I'd then also have flashcards, which basically covered all of the bit more in detail things. And a lot of the times you could just spit out flashcard things straight into an exam question. So it could say, why is this more reactive than this? And I'd have a flashcard saying, like, why is a group 1 element, why did they get more reactive when they go down, or whatever it is. So that kind of helps with more detail. The spreadsheet literally was really helpful, because that just showed me what I was bad at and what I needed to revise. And also, along with the spreadsheet, the practice questions just help put everything together, because that's really important for exam technique. And then I just check the mark scheme, see what I did wrong. And one thing as well that I didn't mention is YouTube. Free science lessons, everyone knows him, but I watched all of his videos for chemistry, especially the topics I didn't understand, because chemistry can be quite complicated. So I'd make sure you really watch them again and again on the things you don't understand, so the things you're 3 on the spreadsheet. So yeah, that's it really. That's how I went from a 3 to a 9 in chemistry. It was about just getting everything together, trying all sorts of revision, mixing all together, and just working hard for it really. And please leave any comments down below. I'll answer all of them about chemistry that I can. Please make sure to subscribe for future videos, because there will be a lot for GCSEs. And yeah, thank you for watching.